Good afternoon, students. Welcome to this video. So, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the various standard quality IS Indian standard quality for drinking water. So, we have discussed about that. So, in this topic today, we'll discuss about water treatment and water purification. So, this is another major topic in this unit. So, this is introduction to water treatment and for safe drinking. So this is will not go very deep into that because there is already a course in civil engineering for that, specifically dedicated for that course. So now what we'll do, we'll have a brief outline. We'll discuss about the briefly about the processes of water treatment and how it is done. How once the water is taken from the conduit, from the water intake wells to the treatment plant which is located in a city, and how it is treated, what is the procedure, what are the processes or the methods that are to be followed in water treatment. So this we'll discuss in 2-3 lectures. So the what is the water treatment? The available raw water that it must be treated and purified before they can be supplied to the general public. This you already know about this, because without treatment you cannot directly take the water from the river or the intake well and directly supply it to the taps. That is not possible. Before that, you have to purify it. You have to uh, uh, treat the water to attain certain quality standards. So that you have to do. And the extent of treatment required to be given to a particular water depends upon the characteristics and quality of available water and treatment. Okay. So this we have already discussed in the previous discussion, previous video, that the quality of water, available water, that you have to decide. Okay, the physical and the chemical characteristics that you have discussed in the quality of available water. What is the quality? Is it conforming to the IS standards or BIS standards? Is it, if it is not up to that quality, the water treatment is not done. Okay, so for if the quality is very much deteriorated, say it is the river water is extremely polluted with eutrophication, growth of algae in the water, and that water you are taking. So before you can supply, it is heavily polluted. It contains a lot of BOD, lot of dissolved oxygen is less in that, and a lot of other unwanted harmful substances are already there. So before it can be supplied, you have to the treatment in this scenario. The treatment will be more. It has to go through a rigorous treatment process. So generally, the water treatment is divided into three procedure. You can say three methods. That is one, primary treatment, secondary, and the tertiary. Okay, tertiary is not tertiary is in very higher stages of water treatment. So generally, broadly, we can discuss into primary and secondary treatments. Okay, so we'll discuss about in the subsequent classes. We'll discuss about that. Now, the available water must be made safe, good in appearance, and attractive to human tongue and taste. This is very important. So what if the water after the water that is coming out from the treatment plant after being treated, it must be made safe. Safe means it should not contain any kind of microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, coliform, E. coli, okay, which may causes waterborne disease. First, it should not be turbid. It should be free from all the harmful physical substances. So whatever drinking water quality standards, it must conform to all those standards. Okay, so that means it must be made safe, good in appearance. It must look good. It should be. It should not appear pale or brownish color or grayish color. That those color things should not be there. So appearance wise, it should be good. And human tongue. I mean, now what happens after the treatment? The final thing that we do is chlorination. Now what happens if you apply more chlorination? Okay, super chlorination is done. Then the human tongue is sensitive to chlorine water. You might have experienced also that if you're drinking water from the taps and sometimes you get a smell of bleaching powder. So this happens, then you cannot take that water. You cannot consume that water. Okay, it will always produce an odor or a smell, and taste wise also it is not suitable. So you'll reject that water. You will discard that water. But to make sure that it is safe, it is good in appearance, and it is attractive to the human tongue and taste. So this is should conform to. Now, as I said, there are two procedures for the water treatment. There is primary treatment and the secondary treatment. So these are the methods of water treatment. First is screening and plain sedimentation. Okay, uh, screening and plain sedimentation. This is basically, these two methods are basically your primary treatment that is being done. Okay, secondary treatment is from here it starts. Sedimentation aided with sedimentation with coagulation, filtration, disinfection, all this, and aeration, softening, all these are secondary treatment up to disinfection. Then aeration and softening and miscellaneous treatment, these are in tertiary treatment. So broadly we'll discuss today about the primary treatment, that is screening and plain sedimentation. So now if what happens if we discuss in very briefly, if we can discuss what is screening. So screening is, see, this is your screen. Okay, this is the section, this is the plan. Now what happens is, this is the section, this is the longitudinal section of a screen, primary screen. Now what happens when water comes from the, water is taken from the intake well and is before entering the water treatment plant, it has to be screened. Now this will be, these are coarse bars. Okay, these are bars. This is from the plan you are seeing. This portion is the plan. So what happens is, what water enters here. Okay, so you have this direction of flow. Okay, these things will settle down. Majority of the garbage or anything that is a bigger part of waste substance will settle down, and then it will, clear water will come and enter the screen. Okay, so first here it is, these are racks for screen. See, these are racks. Okay, and these are perforated metal platform for screening. So when water enters, so all the harmful or big substances, okay, bigger like plastic bags, like trees, trunks of trees, branches, leaves, human animal skin, and there are plastics and there are many other such substances which cannot enter the water treatment plant. Now this has to be screened from these core screens. Okay, so this is the primary treatment that we do. We separate all these substances, all these major garbage thing, okay, you can say, from the water treatment. After the screening, then this water will flow and this will enter the treatment plant. This will enter the sedimentation plant. So this is your basic idea of the screening. Okay, now after screening, what happens is a plain sedimentation. Plain sedimentation means you are only allowing storing the water. After the screening happens, you are only allowing the water to flow and enter a tank which has a certain detention time. Detention time is, the water will enter the tank and it will be stored for a certain period of time. That may vary. That may be 12 hours or 24 hours, depending upon the type and quality of treatment that we require. So it is just allowed to store. In that detention time, what will happen is, all the heavier particles of the bigger, larger sediments will settle down. Okay, will settle down at the bottom of the tank, and the clear water will then enter the next phase of the treatment. Okay, so this is your plain sedimentation. Then next is your sedimentation aided with coagulation. Now sometimes what happens is, there are some colloidal particles, some very clay particles, like sand is heavier, so it will settle down. You know this, you have studied. And clay or silt particles which cannot settle down, but these are impurities or some organic particles, that now these also need to be separated. What happens is, when this enters another tank, this is secondary sedimentation, you can say. This is primary sedimentation, this is secondary sedimentation. What it enters, we apply coagulants. Okay, coagulants like alum. Okay, alum is the most frequently used coagulant, or some other coagulants also are used, like ferrous sulfate and etc. So this, what will happen, this will, coagulation means this will get attracted to those particles and they will fall large colloidal particles. So it will increase the size of the particles. The coagulants will stick to the particles because of ionic exchange. Okay, so this will get itself attached to the smaller particles, and then the size of the particle will increase. This is the basic fundamental behind this. So once it gets increased, it will settle down because size is more, so it will gravitate under gravity it will turn to try to settle it down. So this is coagulation. When plain sedimentation is ineffective, then we use sedimentation added with coagulation. Then this is filtration. Filtration we apply like sand filters are there. So filtration you will have grading of coarse aggregate, then sand, then stones like that. Okay, you will have three graded layers, and then this plain secondary sedimented water after secondary sedimentation will enter this filtration tank, and water gets filtered. Now there are two types of filtration: rapid filtration, sand filters, and slow filtration. Okay, so this is another thing. Then disinfection, then treatment with some chemicals. Aeration means supplying enough amount of oxygen or air, so that if it is less in dissolved oxygen, that deformity can be rectified. Okay, softening. If the water is hard, then we remove the hardness of the water. Okay, permanent hardness, temporary hardness. There are two types of hardness, so we remove this hardness. Last one is the miscellaneous treatment. So miscellaneous treatment, in this kind of treatment, what we do is this is for higher order treatment. So these things, this aeration, softening, and miscellaneous, this comes under tertiary treatment. Okay, so these are higher order treatments. Now even after this disinfection, this up to disinfection, this is also called as chlorination. Okay, so bleaching powder is added. Chlorine disinfectants like bleaching powder and other agents are also added. Okay, so in order to kill the microbes that is present. If you do not, you skip these stages after filtration, microbes will still be there, microorganisms. Okay, so in order to kill those microbes, we use chlorine powder or bleaching powder. So this is disinfection, and these from these three, these are miscellaneous or higher treatments. These are as per the requirement of the city. Now, if you are supplying water to a city, then you have to go rigorous uh, go through this rigorous procedure of all this treatment. Okay, but if it say it is for a very small area, for a rural area, or maybe for a population of say 1,000 or 2,000 people, then only up to this filtration and disinfection is sufficient. You need not go for this higher thing. Okay. So this is the requirement that is being done. Now this we have already explained the screening part. Screens are maybe of this. This is the plan. This is the section. These are the screens are generally provided in front of the pumps and the intake valves, so as to exclude the large-sized particles such as debris, animals, trees, branches, bushes, etc. Now, coarse screens are sometimes placed in front of fine screens. So you have two kinds of screens. First, you place the coarse screens, then you place the fine screens. So even after placing the coarse screens, some finer particles will also enter the tank. So that way you'll remove those particles through the fine screens. The coarse screens are normally kept at about 45 to 60 degrees C. This is your water, and this is the coarse screen. So this is inclined at an angle of 30 to 60 degree, or sometimes 45 to 60 degree. So it is why it is inclined. And the question is why you are not keeping the screens vertical. Instead, you are keeping the screen at an inclination of 45, 30 to 60 degree. This is because when you keep it in an inclined position, when the plane of the screen is inclined, you are increasing the exposed surface area. If you are increasing the area, what happens in uniform flow? If you are increasing the area, the velocity discharge is same. If you are increasing the area, that means velocity will be less. This velocity is discharged by area. So area is more, it is in the denominator term, velocity will be less. So our whole purpose is to reduce the velocity of flow. If you are reducing, then only particles will settle down. If you are reducing the velocity, the purpose of doing this thing is to reduce the velocity. If you are reducing the velocity, more and more particles will settle down. It will take time, retention time will be more, and then clearer water will come through this. Somewhat clearer water, excluding these debris and sand, bigger sand particles. Okay, so this is the purpose of the coarse, pressing the coarse fine scales. So the next class we'll discuss in detail about the settling velocity of sedimentation aggregated coagulation, filtration, disinfection, and all these processes we'll discuss. So that is it for today. The next class we'll discuss about all these topics. Thank you.